Okay, good morning, everybody. For Thursday, the 13th of July. Well, it really isn't July at the moment, and I don't think it's going to feel like July for some time yet. Low pressure is very much in charge, and trough lines continue to come across, and an area of low pressure is building out to the southwest, which is going to cause a significant headache for the weekend, it looks like, with lots of events and obviously our flying season. As we go through today, it's going to be sort of sunshine and showers again, probably not quite as heavy as previous days, but as you look towards the weekend, it really does get unsettled. So not a time to have gliders parked out on the perimeter track without being tied down securely or put away, please. Don't want to be collecting gliders that are rolling about the airfield. Those winds at height today, well, we are picking up again at west-southwesterly flow. 15 to 20 knots are actually quite light compared to recent times. And the satellite picture over the UK reveals a relatively murky start with some low cloud. This will raise fairly quickly, but unfortunately not the day that we had hoped for maybe 48 hours, 72 hours ago, when today was seen to be a reasonably good soaring day. The public forecast, not for Fairford, we'll put Bentworth in. The public forecast for today is showing sunshine and showers, west-southwesterly winds getting up through the day, and yeah, you can see a good visibility outside of showers and that wind veering a little bit as we go. 18 to 19 degrees being the top temperature. May see 21 degrees if we get lucky, but that really depends how much cloud we lose. And looking at dew points, probably somewhere in the region of around 10 to 11 degrees. Larkhill sounding is that, so you can see it doesn't take much to get things convective. In fact, we're probably not far off it already. And though I don't think we're going to see any big storms, it does look like there is still a very showery and moist air mass to contend with. David put out a missive last night, basically saying that we might have some thermals and cross country for the brave if you could deal with the shower risk, but that may be just confined to the mid-afternoon period if you believe one forecast, but looking at another one, it says it might get more showery. So it really, at the moment, is a case of forecasts are very, very fickle, and look out the window and see what it looks like rather than believing the weather apps. That's the picture outside. Murky, probably cloud-based, about 1,000, 1,500 feet at the moment. And currently at Lasham, we have a temperature of 15 and dew point of 12. Farnborough are currently reporting no cloud detected. That's because obviously this bit hasn't arrived yet, but broken clouds at 1,000 feet till 9 o'clock. Well, that's what we've got currently. So scattered at 4,000 for most of the day, but showers, prob 40, so reasonable chance throughout a lot of today. Middle Wallop, revealing very similar, up to 11 o'clock, scattered at 2,000 feet. And again, a variable cloud base throughout the rest of the day. And as I look at Briars Norton as well, low cloud initially, but still the chance of some lower cloud during the day. It really is very unsettled. Soaring wise, I think Top Meteo is not too far out. It says sort of 10:30, we might get a cloud base of 2,000 to 2,500 feet for Lasham. Lunchtime-ish, looking at cloud base maybe 3 above Lasham, 3.5 we'll see. Showers already out down to the southeast and mixed across most of the country. A bit drier the further north you go, or further northeast you go, but I'm afraid in this area it's going to be very hit and miss with potential showers spread out and generally quite tricky conditions. Away from that though, you're probably looking at 3,500 feet being the top of soaring, just like it was sort of yesterday. Cloud amounts, well, the low cloud is here currently, then moves up, and we just get left with this sort of day with that spread out and a medium level cloud just causing us a bit of a headache, but it will be soarable at times, so it's not a complete damp squib like it might be in the next few days. And I think to basically summarise today in your site forecast, weak to moderate thermals with a reasonable wind, not too strong, up to 3,500 feet. This cloud base hopefully lifting within the next 90 minutes or so. Airspace wise, we do have a bit to talk about today. First of all, Royal International Air 2 gets underway with its second arrival day. I believe they landed 110 different sorts of aircraft, display practices and stuff. This restricted area temporary is valid until the end of Sunday, and there are restrictions in general until the end of Monday. So if you're going anywhere near that, please make sure you've read it. You don't want to be joining the flying display. And you can see it does basically go to the basic controlled airspace, a lot of that airspace, or at least to a height where you won't be able to get to. So yeah, that's worth remembering. We also have today Goodwood, it's Festival of Speed, so there's plenty of events. Not that the weather seems to recognise that, but for Festival of Speed, I'm just looking to make sure I've got the timings correct on this today. As per my email yesterday, there is a display at 11:30 over the top of Goodwood. That is a 6 nautical mile rat up to 8,000 feet. So basically, don't go anywhere near pretty much past Petersfield in that direction. Otherwise, you have to go out to sea, unless you go sort of to the north and via Midhurst. So yeah, Red Arrow's display there. Red Arrows are based at Farnborough. They're due to pop down from here very shortly. Actually, says that they're due into Farnborough at 9:18 this morning, and then they're out to display again. They are going to be avoiding generally the Lasham area, but needless to say, it is still worth keeping an eye out if they get rerouted for some reason. They have been before. So yeah, those are the 2 bits today. So if you're going anywhere, please make sure you read those 2, because that's a fairly significant bits of airspace. 26, there's a parachute display just north of Salisbury up to 10,000 feet between 13:25 and 13:55. Elsewhere, looking generally quiet. I hope the 18s and 20-metre nationals at Husballs actually get a day. Spare a thought for them, because they've only had 1 competition day so far, or at least 1.5. So yeah, it's not been a good week for comps, put it that way. Okay, back at home, we're going to be using runway 27. Ignore that. Let me just move that out of the way. Yeah, it's going to be runway 27 today. Do correct for the crosswind a little bit, because that will be getting a little bit in the way as we go through sort of lunchtime-ish. I'm duty instructor till about lunchtime, and then Sam Cool will be taking over as duty instructor. Runway 27 in use today, standard setup, launching from south side with the winch, offset to the south, and air towing from the runway. 727 at supposedly 1200. I'm going to bet on later than that, as it's I need to change some bits off that. So 77 at 12 o'clock, runway 27 in use. We will see you out there shortly. Bye for now.